Alright, we're back at the old guy's house here. Another Bosch 15 SEER circuit board, M15. There's the board. Let's put it on. Real easy to do. Just takes a little time. Go and get those panels off, Matt. Set those screws on the disconnect so there's no chance of falling in the... Alright, let's pop that bad boy open. Alright, let's take a look here. Yeah, I love swapping these boards out. It makes me feel really good. $1,331 if I had to pay for it. Yeah. Give you all this dielectric silicone to put on the back. We'll get all the doodads on there first.
Okay, you want me to pull the board?
All right, we got the old board off. Let's jizz up the new one, and we'll throw her on there. Like toothpaste. Might as well get the other one on there, then I'll smear it on there. Usually I use latex gloves for this, but I'll just ruin one of these. I don't know where they are. I don't really feel like digging this morning. Or any morning.
Josh, up here, you're already at Chinook Winds.
I am. I'm already at the beach. Replacing another one of these boards just makes me want to get closer to the beach. Mind you, your 20s?
Reminds me of last night.
Okay. All right. This rubber glove doesn't work real well. All right, there we go. Set her in place and we'll screw her in. I'll get you the screws. Okay, get a couple
Started?
Yeah, get a couple on the opposite corners started. Hand tight. One. We are going to put a surge protector on this. I was going to put an ICM 493 voltage monitor, but I think we'll be fine with a surge protector. That's probably what caused it. Happens again, I'll put a voltage monitor on it. Alright, I won't bore you with all these screws. I'm going to go get that surge protector. Alright, Matt was bumbling around. He had the circuit board upside down. Matt, happens to anybody. Don't worry about it. Just don't get that goo everywhere.
Already everywhere.
As long as it's on the back side, good. There you go. Now you're going to be a lot easier. Don't lose any. You got extra screws. All right, now we'll go get the surge protector. Little tech tip for you. You know, we kind of do it like a lug nuts on a wheel. Don't over tighten one side before you get the other side tightened, and then always use a hand screwdriver. Do not grab your drill when mounting these boards. Tell me how I know. All right, he's got all the perimeter screws in there, and then he's going to get these little ones. Nice thing about these inverter boards is all the plugs are different, so it's kind of hard to screw them up. So the only thing you really got to remember are your three wires here that come off the... I don't even know what those are. I don't know much about these boards, but these 3 wires here, you just want to make sure those colors are good. Everything else is just plug and play for the most part. Make sure they click. All right, well, before you apply any power back to this thing, go back through, check every single connection on the board, make sure everything's clicked, everything's tight. Make sure you don't have everything in the wrong spot, obviously, but just go back through every single connector and make sure it's tight before you even think about turning the power back on. You don't want to burn up your new board. But looks like we're good. Nah, it's not. That's probably for testing or something. Nothing goes to there. If you don't have any extra plugs hanging out here, you don't have anything to plug into it. Looks like we are good. So before we apply power, we're going to get the surge protector on. So let me show you. Trying a new one because they keep raising my prices on them, so I still try to find the cheap ones. This is the Dytech DTK 120 240 cm. It'll do both voltages, made in the USA, so give them a try. I bought 6 of them. Here's number 2. Let's put that lock ring in. That's what I get for percent. There's your screw you lost.
To me. What are you looking for?
My lock ring I just had.
Right here.
All right. Never just spin on good for you. I don't know why they made these three-quarter knockouts. You can never just screw on. There it is. I meant to move that. All the tools are on that other job, so I'm using what I got here, so don't make fun of me for my rubber mallet. Even gives you a 2 little thing if you want to screw that down, but it doesn't need to be. Good. We'll cut these down because we don't need this much wire in here. You always want to put these on the line side. So your power coming in, which would be this one and this one.
Doesn't matter which black one.
Nope. 120 volts a piece. The only way it would matter is if you were doing a 120 volt system. You want to make sure that you, well, it still wouldn't matter on this. Just have one neutral leg and one hot. Sure seems like that came down. I just stripped it long. By code, they're supposed to take black electrical tape or take a black Sharpie and paint this wire black to note that it's 120 volts and not a neutral.
You want a Sharpie?
No, I'm not going to worry about it now. It's been over 40 years. If it was a new install and it was getting inspected, I would. Okay, and our ground. Move. Pretty easy to install these. Make sure everything's tight.
Like a virgin on prom night?
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's put this back together and fire up. Alright guys, while this guy does his thing and initiates a cycle, my brother's going to switch it on to cooling. I just heard it click. We are in a pretty cold and a pretty warm climate, so we're going to do our SW4 /4 dip switch to on, and that gives us our accelerated heating and cooling. And it what it does is basically just making the indoor coil warmer or hotter or colder than out of the factory. That's all it's doing. All right, let's wait for this thing to kick on. It's initiated. So on these inverters, it starts up real slow, as you know, and it'll slowly ramp up. It still hasn't switched over. It'll switch over and start ramping up here in a second. I could run it in its test mode too, if I want force mode. I mean, push that little dip switch right there, and that'll ensure that it ramps up to 100%. But we're not doing a test on anything because we know the thing works. Just had a bad circuit board, so I just want to feel this line get cold, and we're going to move on back to that full system job. Almost got a whole video already on putting that circuit board in, but we're back here at our big job here. My brother's going to start dragging the boots down, and we're going to get those nailed in. I'm going to start wrapping some of this pipe. I didn't have my 14-inch yesterday, so I'm going to start prepping that stuff, and we'll keep moving along. Got the air handler out here now, heat strips, TXV back there, so we're looking good. Let's get to work. Alright guys, while my brother is working on getting those boots pulled in and in place, I'm going to get all my fittings and all my trunk line wrapped. I have a bunch to do. If I scan over there's where all my Ys and stuff are, and then I got some straight pieces to do. I'm waiting on a few elbows from Johnstone, 16-inch elbows. Those are 14s. I need a couple of 16s before I can really map everything out 100% perfectly. And then I can put my saddles on and everything first, and then wrap them. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the old, because that crawl space is a little bit tighter than that last one, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up here on this one. I decided. All right, guys, we're looking pretty good here. This is going to be first 4-footer here. This is for that 9-inch slide coming off the base can. 9-inch, 4 feet, and then 5 feet, so it's going to be 9 feet total. There's my 7 and my 6 to the 2 bedrooms over here. Done and done. Easy. Start working on the other side the best I can until I can get those elbows. All right, guys, I want to show you something on this snap lock pipe. It didn't used to be this way back in the day when they made the snap lock seam better, but these tend to pull apart, and it gets worse the larger pipe that you get. So why is my camera's blurry? Hold on. Maybe it's my eyesight that's blurry. But anyway, it has a tendency when you get it down, you start putting it together, it might just come apart. So get in a habit, obviously you want to miss your joint where they're going to connect. Go a couple inches off your end and pop yourself a zip screw in the seam so it can't come apart on both ends. It'll save you from it splitting apart on you when you're trying to put it together. So just wanted to show that to you real quick. I'm gonna get this guy sealed. I'm actually gonna get my saddles on this one. This is the first 16. I went and measured it out down in the crawl space. It should work beautifully. All right, guys, note to self: don't buy these 45-degree saddles anymore. They don't fit. They only fit on 10 and 12-inch pipe. I didn't realize that. I can probably squeeze them onto this 14. I barely was able to get this 7 on this 16. I had to use a lot of pookie to get that thing sealed off. And then the 5, there was no way I was going to make it work. So this is just a bathroom. So I just dovetailed an elbow and half mooned it a little bit, made it work. Not bad. Could be worse. Doesn't need much air anyway in the bathroom. So yeah, we'll just leave these guys out here to dry. We can start wrapping some stuff and keep moving along. All right.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Mm-hmm. God, if you ever cut this, it looked like you cut it with a chainsaw.
I know. Some of them are really bad.
It's good right there. Yeah. The other side. Lighting sun. Okay, I got to get these other 2 in. I'll meet you in the next one. Son of a gun. All right. Ready. Hole's big enough. Hold on, it's because you got the nails still in here. Let me pull these out. Make sure you got no more. Yeah, you're good. Now it'll go. not yet. You're now push. There you go. Not much meat there. Push the back side of the boot up more if you can. All right. As good as it's going to get. Good as it's going to get. We're going to have to skip that other room. He's in there working right now. I'll see if I can get in there. Trying a new method here. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm just gonna have to just have 3. Call it good. Alright, let's see. Get the backside to get in first. See how it's a bubble on here. Let me get my screwdriver on it. What you gotta do is take that bow out of the middle of it. There. Okay, hold on. Don't drop it. You let it drop. Push the backside up. Out there. Okay, come on the back side. There it is. Okay, push, push, push. Oh, so you gotta left the nail on this one too. There, now push up. There you go. Okay, let me get this side tacked, and we'll get the other side up. I don't know if I like this method or not. All right, it's about 12:15. I'm ready for the beach. We got all those boots nailed up. Really losing motivation at the moment. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to get this base can put in place, get it screwed in place, and get that hole blocked off. That way there's no critters coming up over the weekend while I'm gone. I need to unwrap my air handler there and see if the little chintzy, these little chintzy rails that I bought instead of making them, see if those will work. Then I can get my base can set. Because look at the lip on that, 1/2-inch lip. I don't know if I want my air handler sitting on that, but I don't know. Whatever. time to head to the coast. All right, guys, just continuing on the theme of getting stuff wrapped before we haul it down there. So these 16s, or this 16 is going to be real tough, but I think we can do it. And then I think, why is my camera getting blurry like that on the edge? Huh. Weird. Must be something wrong with my camera. But anyway, these are real tough to get down there, but we'll get it. And we'll just keep wrapping pieces as we go down. Less wrapping to do, just because that crawl space is so tight. I'm winding down here before my trip, so just showing you what I can show you. I'm not going back in that crawl today, so. All right, guys, winding down here. I got my last couple of fittings here prepped. That'll be at the end of the trunk line. I got my base can here all sealed. I'll wrap it in. I'll wrap it once it's dropped in place because my hole's just big enough for him to fit through. But yeah, I mean, we got all our prep work done today. We'll get real busy on it when I get back into town on Tuesday. This is another ABC 48 CX21C air handler, mated to the CH16B36 410A. I can still get a few of these. And actually, I don't know. Yeah, I can still get these. I don't think I can get any more of the heat pumps. But, yeah. We're just winding down. I've been at the beach all day. Load it up again. See you next time.